This beam isn't the only thing that Abby has to balance in her life. Not bad for a first-timer.
One thing you guys have to try when you come down here to the Coach
The Toyota thrill ride.
One thing that you're really going to want to get a chance to get when you come here to the Players is your autograph ball. So these are $17. It's $17, and you can go up to all of your favorite golfers and make sure you bring your Sharpie. You can buy Sharpies here as well. Got a chance to catch up with Jalen Ramsey in the locker room after today's game. Didn't have a whole lot to say, but when asked, did he feel like the Jaguars still have the #1 defense in the NFL, he said, you know what, we're certainly not playing like it. I was born a Gator, I played as a Gator, and I will die as a Gator. That's what Tim Tebow shouted to Florida fans this afternoon. He was inducted into the school's Ring of Honor after the first quarter. Just so happens that the Gators scored all of their points following that speech. Both the Eagles and Jaguars were coming in at 3-4 on the year. Jaguars defense with 2 turnovers in the second quarter. Jalen Ramsey picks off his first pass of the year. That stopped the Eagles' drive. The Jaguars led 3-0 after the first quarter. This was the play that changed the entire momentum of the game. 2 minutes left in the first half. Keelan Cole has got 5 drops and 2 fumbles in his last 3 games. The Eagles recovering business at the Jaguars' 45-yard line. Then 4 plays later, the Eagles, they would take advantage of the great field position. It's the North Dakota to South Dakota connection. Carson Wentz. It's Dallas Goedert for the touchdown. The Eagles, they led 10-6 at halftime. On to the second half. At one point, the Eagles were 7 of 9 on third downs. You just can't keep giving that team chances. Wentz made them pay. Wendell Smallwood caps off a 9-play, 95-yard drive. Yes, the Jaguars defense gave up 95 yards on the drive. Philly was up 7-6. Like I mentioned, Bortles kept them in this game. The Jaguars had 335 yards, and Blake was responsible for 329 of them. His only touchdown got the deficit to 17-12. But nobody's been able to stop Carson Wentz all game long. He's got 12 touchdowns and only 1 interception in his last 5 games. The Eagles, they led 24-15. Jaguars drove right back down the field. Great chance, but DJ Chark can't hold on to the ball. Jaguars receivers had 5 drops on the day. That would do it as the Jags fall 24-18. They've lost 4 in a row, and they're now 3-5 entering the bye week.
Everybody's senior yearbook is full of hopes and dreams of what's to come in the future. The year was 1996. Brian Allen and Trey Hosford were graduated from Columbia High School. They grew up together, even played on the Tigers basketball team during their junior year. Fast forward 20 years later, Hosford was named the principal at Columbia. The first person to call and congratulate him was Allen, who's now the Tigers head football coach.
Well, number one, not only is he an educator, but he's a sports guy. He was the head coach of our basketball team for 7 years here, as well as I'm into my 8th season here. We grew up together. I know his passion for sports. I know his passion for being good, not only with sports, but with education alike. So the same energy he brought to the table as a coach, the same energy he brought to the table as a player, he brings that same energy to education in our school system.
Never. I mean, I could see him, being a head football coach somewhere, but I never imagined being principal. I never thought about being principal at CHS and Coach Allen being the head football coach. It's just crazy how it's gone full circle.
The relationship between the two goes beyond being teammates. Allowing somebody to cut your hair is the ultimate sign of trust. And Brian was responsible for keeping Trey's line razor sharp.
That hair started growing, you gotta learn something. So I got a pair of clippers and I learned how to cut my own. So I was at 12 years old. So from 12, bringing those talents to school, and then kids needing a haircut, that was a quick way to make some cash. So, those were $3 haircuts I could get in the gym before a basketball game. Trey was one of the recipients of those haircuts. But, we look in the yearbook and he's telling the kids today, Coach gave me a fresh line. That's how far that goes back, to 95, 96, me cutting my boss man's hair in high school.
Coach Allen told me that his relationship with Trey has grown since they started working together. He said that they both have the same exact vision. They want kids to leave their high school and go on to become leaders in their community. Brian Jackson, Channel 4, the local station.